Hey guys, Wade here. Hey, I just wanted to show you a few things, kind of a show and tell with some of the things that I've made for the Long-EZ with my 3D printer. Yes, the 3D printer is a lot of fun, but I did actually buy it to facilitate the build of the Long-EZ. As you can see here, I did make a model, 3D printed it out of a Long-EZ. I really wasn't thinking about it, but then Terry Lamp, the guy who built Marco's beautiful Long-EZ, sent me a model that he made, and so I went ahead and I was in the garage all day the other day, so I just had the printer, which has now the moniker of Bob. So you can kind of hear Bob in the background whirring away. So this propeller on this guy is what we call, it's a filament called PETG or PETG, and it's kind of analogous, or if you take the best of the common PLA, which is what most people use for creating things with 3D printing, and then you combine that with ABS, which can be very finicky, but it is very strong and heat resistant. That was a test print so that I could get to this, which has actually been in the works for many, many years, designing this mount, which I was originally going to do in aluminum when I did up the 3D model in CAD. But then I decided if I could find a good material or learn to work with ABS once I got a 3D printer, which I had planned on doing much later down the road than I did, then I could do one of these up. And this is in that gray PETG or PETG. It's a little stringy, but it is, I can print it without having an enclosure like you have to with ABS. And again, this is for the starter contactor. This is kind of an odd starter contactor. Lance Air was using them on the Columbia, and then they, of course, sold the Columbia to Cessna. So it's a solid state starter contactor. It only weighs about 1/3 of a pound. A standard mechanical starter contactor weighs about a pound. So there you have it. This is done. I've embedded some number 6 nuts into the plastic, and then just the screwed on starter contactor, and then there will be 4 I think they're AN3 style bolts that'll hold it in place. So that's that. The first actual test print I did with PETG is this gray tab right here. This is a pivot tab that will connect into the system going aft for the Canopy Latch system. This system is based on a version that Mike Bowden has. Also, I think Bill Allen has it in his Long-EZ as well. So this basically, the panel would be over here, the longeron's up here. So this sits horizontal and it sits a little higher compared to the different types of Canopy latches that sit either coming right off of the panel or kind of an intrusion downward in the panel area. This, I needed that space, so I had to go specifically with this. I already had the Jack Williamson style Canopy latch, but I had to switch out just because I didn't have the space. So I made this up. This will be made in aluminum, but I wanted to see the functioning as far as how this will actually function. So you can see this will sit as far as these right here. This flat surface will sit on the inside of the aircraft, and then there will be a hole in the side of the aircraft where you'll see this part of the handle. So if you walk up, I'm going to turn this over as if you're walking up to the aircraft, and if you wanted to open up the aircraft, and this will have a lock on it, you would just push this, and then that would unlock the canopy and pop the canopy up so that you could lift it up. And then again, the opposite would be to close it like that. So there's a 3/4 inch gap approximately between the inside interior where this will mount to here, as far as this canopy latch assembly, and then the actual handle, that this part right here that'll show on the outside. So I'm going to flip this around as if you were on the inside, and then again you'll just grab this piece right here, pull it up, and then the mechanics of that will pop those little hooks on the canopy latches and open up the canopy. So that is that. This is PLA all in here. We got some white PLA, blue PLA, and then again, this was the very first PETG test print. Came out okay. Next, wanted to show you this. Just a little brainstorming that I'm doing. I wanted to bring out underneath the glare shield. I wanted to bring out, these are the AG6 Warning enunciators. And then I have kind of a warning subassembly so that the major things that I'm concerned about as far as any type of emergencies. I've got the gear AEX system here, and then if I need to, the emergency gear down is switches right here, and then this switch over here, there will be another light over in here. That's what's actually printing right now is mod 2 of this, but there will be another indicator light here, and this switch right here is in case the primary alternator goes out, and then I can switch on. This is only a 2-position switch just for clearance sake, but I'll have a 3-position switch that I'll go to the middle position. That'll switch on the E-bus, endurance bus. That'll fire that up and isolate it from the main bus, and then all the way to the top we'll actually get the SDA alternator, which sits on the vacuum pump pad of my engine. It's a little about 7 to 8 amp backup alternator, and that'll feed the E-bus. So you'll see more of that if you're looking at my blog. Maybe I'll show some more in some videos. But again, this will sit underneath the glare shield, and it brings out, instead of kind of hiding those up in a corner in top center line, it brings them out as far as these AG6 Warning enunciators and the switches, brings them out a little bit closer to my face, puts them in a more prominent position. So that's it. Just wanted to show you that. Again, that's some of the 3D works that I've been messing around with. So thanks for watching. Take care. Cheers.